free music to start your workday.
We'll keep you feeling good with the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today.
On 97.1 Wash FM.
Good morning, America. Violent storms tearing through the Northeast. A possible tornado destroying this shopping center, flipping cars.
Just pull away from that structure. We have multiple buildings with gas leaks.
While out west, more than 40 fast-moving wildfires scorched tens of thousands of acres. Now more heat and dry wind on the way.
Also this morning, the major development. Sources telling ABC News the president's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, is now likely to cooperate with federal prosecutors. What it could mean for the White House. And also, the major new report coming just hours from now about fired FBI Director James Comey and the Clinton email investigation.
Happening now. Search for a highway shooter. A dangerous gunman on the loose after opening fire, hitting 4 cars near Seattle's airport, shutting down a runway. The urgent search this morning. Base brawl. The Dodgers base runner slamming right into the Rangers catcher, plowing him down. A massive bench clearing fight erupting on the field.
The royal road trip. Duchess Meghan on her first solo journey with the Queen. What the Duchess is doing that Harry, William, and Kate have never done before.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
Good morning, America. Yeah, who runs the world?
Girls. She had a late night last night.
Really?
I've been dancing all night and all morning long, so get ready. Buckle up, Michael.
I'm ready. I'm always ready for that. But good morning to everyone out there. Hopefully you guys slept well. And happy Thursday to you all. And the Royals, they are out on a royal road trip.
Yes, that's right. There's Queen Elizabeth and Duchess Meghan in Cheshire, England this morning. They took her private train, and they have a big day ahead. We have all the details coming up. Robin came into my dressing room talking about it.
I did, but I won't share what exactly I said.
Yeah, we're going on a trip on Robin's private train this week.
Yeah, you're going to be waiting for that. You're going to be waiting for that. But first, we're going to begin with those severe storms striking the Northeast overnight. Take a look at the massive damage in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania overnight. A possible tornado destroying a shopping center. Eva Pilgrim is on the scene for us and has the latest. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Robin. You can see all the destruction where this storm ripped through, roofs pulled apart. Across the street over there, a truck pushed up on its side. This all happening overnight. This morning, fierce winds, intense rains, and reported tornadoes wreaking havoc on southeastern Pennsylvania. This town caught in the middle of the devastation. 3 injured in Wilkes-Barre as the aftermath of a reported tornado collapsed buildings, flipped cars, and sent debris flying. This shopping center shredded.
I didn't believe it at first. After seeing what happened, I honestly can't believe it.
Inside this Panera Bread, the roof caving in. Barnes & Noble and Dick's Sporting Goods nearly destroyed.
Just pull away from that structure. We have multiple buildings with large gas leaks.
With power lines and trees knocked down, incoming reports of gas leaks. Emergency personnel lined the streets asking everyone to stay away from the area.
This is the U-Haul building. Over there, they have most of it cleared out now, but just huge chunks of concrete. I've never seen anything like this, ever.
Now, the National Weather Service hasn't determined if this was a tornado or straight line winds yet. They will send people in to survey today and make that determination. Robin.
And we still see how windy it is there right now, Eva. Thank you. I hope everybody takes care of it.
Storms are so destructive, so destructive. And now we're going to go to the search for a gunman near Seattle, opening fire on the highway near SeaTac Airport. Bullets hitting at least 4 cars. The incident even temporarily shutting down one of the airport's runways. ABC's Will Carr is in Seattle and has the very latest this morning. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Michael. Imagine driving down the highway when a burst of bullets comes from across the road. Amazingly, nobody was hurt, but the suspect is still on the run. Overnight, a massive manhunt for a gunman targeting random drivers in Seattle. Heavily armed SWAT teams and K-9 units swarming the scene near Seattle's busy airport shortly before rush hour after reports of at least 4 cars hit by bullets.
There's the bullet hole.
This man about to get off the highway when he heard a gunshot.
And then it exits into the seats.
This woman terrified when a bullet blasted right through her passenger side door.
I heard a boom and glass all over my face and I looked and I saw that it went through the passenger side, and I realized that it was a bullet.
Relief this morning, there were no fatalities.
We're all still standing.
I feel like I was more lucky because of where the bullet hole entered and exit. Some of the other people had higher up shots.
At this point, these shootings appear random, and with the gunman still out there, authorities are asking for everybody in this area to remain cautious. Michael.
All right, thank you so much, Will. Robin?
Okay, Michael, now to breaking news overseas. A possible terror attack thwarted in Germany. Prosecutors saying they discovered a plot to launch an attack with ricin. Our chief foreign correspondent, Terry Moran, has the latest. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Robin. Authorities foiled this apparent terror attack in the city of Cologne in Germany, charging a 29-year-old Tunisian man with producing a biological weapon after police found highly toxic ricin in his apartment during a raid on his home late on Tuesday. Security services first became suspicious of this man after he ordered ricin seeds in a coffee grinder from an online store. Police say he did successfully produce ricin in June. The man first came to Germany in November 2016. Local papers are reporting that he had sympathies for ISIS. And Germany, like so many other European countries, has been hit by terror attacks over the years. The worst one, that van attack in Berlin, Christmas 2016. But this one in Cologne today, police successfully thwarting.
Robin, for that. All right, Terry, thank you. Amy?
Robin, now to new developments after that historic summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un. There are still so many questions about that agreement they signed. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo meeting with the South Korean and Japanese foreign ministers to hammer out details, saying at a press conference, quote, "We're going to get denuclearization, and only then will there be relief from sanctions." This as President Trump defends Kim Jong-un's history of human rights abuses.
So have a lot of other people done some really bad things. I mean, I could go through a lot of nations where a lot of bad things were done.
Just 5 months ago, the president called North Korea the most brutally repressive regime on earth. We turn now to that headline about Michael Cohen. ABC News has learned President Trump's longtime personal attorney is likely to cooperate with federal investigators. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has more on that from Washington. Good morning, Pierre.
Amy, good morning. Michael Cohen's relationship with the president is being put to the test. There are indications this morning that he's considering cooperating with federal investigators.
Have you talked to Mr. Trump about a pardon?
He's under incredible pressure. In April, FBI agents raided Michael Cohen's apartment, office, and hotel room, seizing documents and more than a dozen phones and electronic devices. And now, sources telling ABC News, Cohen is likely to cooperate with authorities. And this morning, word he's parting ways with his own attorneys. Among the reasons, a source says, concern over payment of legal fees. President Trump livid over Cohen becoming a target.
So I just heard that they broke into the office of one of my personal attorneys, good man, and it's a disgraceful situation.
The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York is investigating Cohen's personal business dealings, including his role in facilitating a hush payment to Stormy Daniels, who claims she had an affair with President Trump.
Why did Michael Cohen make this if there was no truth or allegation?
You have to ask Michael Cohen. Michael's my attorney, and you'll have to ask Michael.
As the U.S. Attorney's Office digs into Cohen's close relationship with President Trump,
I'll do anything to protect Mr. Trump.
Special Counsel Robert Mueller has questions too. Sources tell ABC News he wants to know what the president knew about Cohen's efforts relating to Russian real estate investments. Cohen has not been charged with any crime. But Cohen is clearly a target and could face charges based on the prosecutor's filings in the case so far. And he faces the prospect of investigators being able to go through millions of his business records, emails, and other documents, Amy.
All right, and Pierre, we're also expecting that much anticipated Inspector General report of the Justice Department looking at how top officials handled the controversial Hillary Clinton email investigation during the 2016 election.
Amy, that's right. We're expecting that report to be released this afternoon. It will lay out the mistakes and miscues of the Justice Department during the final stages of the 2016 campaign. Sources tell us it specifically criticizes former FBI Director James Comey for his handling of the Clinton email investigation, as well as former Attorney General Loretta Lynch. Amy?
All right, Pierre Thomas, we appreciate it. Thank you. Let's bring in ABC News senior legal correspondent and analyst Sunny Hostin and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, an ABC News contributor and a former federal prosecutor. Good morning to you both. And Governor Christie, I'm going to begin with you. If you are President Trump right now, how concerned are you about Michael Cohen cooperating with investigators?
I think this is one step at a time, right? I think what's much more likely to have happened and why he may be changing lawyers is he can't pay him anymore. Lawyers usually, take off when the check doesn't come in. And I think given 3 million documents being reviewed from a firm like McDermott, Will & Emery that has very high rates, that's my guess as to what's going on. If I were the president right now, I would just take a deep breath, not worry about that, and let this kind of progress.
Let me ask you this. So we know it's a separate case, of course, but can any of the info or evidence that's uncovered in this investigation be used by Mueller in his Russia investigation?
Sure. That's in the possession of the federal government, the FBI, and federal prosecutors in the Justice Department. And so it's not like there's any wall between the two. But remember, the Cohen investigation has been handed off to the Southern District of New York here in Manhattan. The Mueller investigation is separate. For this to get back to Mueller, they're going to have to go through the Deputy Attorney General, through Rod Rosenstein, to get permission to have it go back to Mueller. So there's a lot of steps to happen here, and I think we might just be getting a bit ahead of ourselves on this. Remember one last thing, Amy. To cooperate, you need something to cooperate with. You need to have some information on somebody they're interested in that's corroboratable. And I don't know that Michael Cohen does.
Well, Sonny, let me bring you into this. So what do you think? Why do you think Michael Cohen is preparing to cooperate with investigators now?
Look, I think that the threat of criminal prosecution can be very, very persuasive. I know I used that when I was a federal prosecutor. Chris, I'm sure you used it as well. It's been persuasive in flipping Michael Flynn and Rick Gates and George Papadopoulos. I really think that Cohen thought that he would be protected by the attorney-client privilege. And so when you have over 3 million documents that were seized during this FBI raid of his home, of his hotel room. 300,000 of them have now been determined to be discoverable, to be able to be used. I think when you are looking at that kind of paper trail, you have every incentive to cooperate.
Governor Christie, I know you speak with the White House, you speak with President Trump often. What's the level of anxiety about this right now there?
I think it's a lot less than it was even when the raid occurred a while ago. I think that they're much more focused on a lot of other things, to tell you the truth, North Korea and the other things that are going on with the president right now. So I don't detect a high level of anxiety there about it. I think the other thing to remember, too, is that Michael Cohen's charge as a lawyer in the Trump organization, as I understood it, was fairly limited. It wasn't like he was involved deeply in the campaign. And so there's a separation there. He was a business lawyer.
He was his personal attorney, though.
Well, he was known as his fixer, Chris. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
No,
I mean, he had 3 clients,
Sonny,
one of which was Donald Trump.
I know you've read that in the newspaper, but I actually experienced it. And what I'm telling you is that from my experience, his role was rather limited to the business side of Donald Trump's operation and not to the political side
Didn't
of the
he have
operation.
business in Russia as well?
I don't know. We're all going to find that out. What I know is that the media gets really breathless at times, everybody, every time there's the smallest development, whether or not there are facts that actually back that up. My only point is this. Nobody likes the idea that their lawyer would be cooperating with the federal government if that's where this goes. No one would be happy about that. But on the other hand, we don't even know what he's got to say yet. And probably neither do the prosecutors. So we should relax about it and remember that Michael Cohen's role was a narrow one on the business side. This was not, Don McGahn was the lawyer who ran what was going on in the campaign, not Michael Cohen.
Look, I completely disagree, of course. The bottom line is if you have 3 clients, one of which is Donald Trump, and you are being investigated for possible bank fraud or wire fraud or this hush payment that was possibly made or definitely made to Stormy Daniels, I think the two are inextricably tied. And so an investigation into Michael Cohen certainly could be an investigation into
we will certainly
Donald
find
Trump.
out what he's
it could be an
willing to say,
investigation into anything else, including his efforts with taxi medallions, his own real estate investments, and it's much more likely that this guy is getting investigated himself than we have any information yet that it involves the president.
And I don't know if that's true, then why he thought that the attorney-client privilege would protect him. The bottom line is he is in the business of being an attorney for 3 clients.
And we will certainly see what he is willing to share with investigators soon enough. Sonny, Governor Christie, thank you so much. Michael?
Thanks, Amy. All right, Amy, thank you. Turning now to the immigration battle on Capitol Hill. The House preparing to vote on 2 major bills next week as debate rages over the administration's policy of separating families who cross the border illegally. Our chief national affairs correspondent, Tom Yamas, he is near the border in Brownsville, Texas, at the country's largest licensed shelter housing undocumented immigrant children. Good morning, Tom.
Michael, good morning to you. That shelter is just behind me. If it looks like a Walmart, that's because that's what it used to be. It now houses boys from the ages of 10 to 17 years old. They spend 22 hours a day inside of that facility. And for the first time, we were part of a small group of journalists allowed inside. What we saw, they are nearing capacity, and space is now running out.
What do you want? Justice! When?
Several House Democrats joined protesters outside the Customs and Border Patrol headquarters, demanding an end to the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy, which has led to families being separated at the border.
That's not right. That's not fair. We have to say something. We have to do something.
Even one of the president's biggest supporters breaking with him, evangelist Franklin Graham.
I think it's disgraceful. It's terrible to see families ripped apart, and I don't support that one bit.
And overnight, ABC News learning a change could be coming. House Republicans set to put 2 immigration bills to a vote, dealing with border security, the wall, and a possible path for dreamers, but also a provision prohibiting the separation of children and parents at the border. And so many people have been asking what happens to those children once they're separated from their parents. Well, they're brought here to a facility where they're taken care of by the federal government. This is as far as our cameras are allowed to go. You can see it says keep out private property. And this facility is so big, it used to be a Walmart supercenter. And this is what it looks like inside. This footage shot by the Department of Health and Human Services during a tour we took of the facility. This mega shelter is nearly at capacity, close to 1,500 boys, 10 to 17 years old. Since May, nearly 700 children have been separated from their parents. At this facility in Brownsville, children are allowed 2 calls a week and are allowed outside only 2 hours a day. From what we could see, for the most part, the shelter is well staffed. The children are taken care of. There are a lot of activities to keep them occupied during the day. But one can only imagine, Robin, what it is like at night when they are alone in this strange facility away from their parents. The average length of stay now at facilities just like this across the country is 52 days.
52
Robin?
days away from their families and sometimes longer. All right, Tom, thank you very much. Now this morning, we're going to celebrate the life of a legendary figure in women's basketball, Ann Donovan, who suddenly passed away from heart failure at the age of 56. She was a Hall of Famer. She won everywhere she went. She was a college champion at Old Dominion, a 2-time Olympic gold medal winning player. She later went on to coaching her teams who won Olympic gold, a WNBA championship in Seattle, and she was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1995. She was such a gentle, gentle giant, such a mentor to many of us, and we're just stunned. We're in shock at the age of 56 of heart failure. I'm thinking of her family and many friends. But she, a champion. I know we say that word a lot. She truly was.
Well, our hearts go out to her and to everyone who loved her as well. We'll go to Ginger now with those fires burning in the west.
Yeah, and we have to start with the Durango, Colorado. This is the 416 fire. You're seeing a time-lapse image of what it looks like. Just horrendous out there. 27,000 acres burned, 15% contained. And this fire comes along with heat. I'm talking 101, a record high in Grand Junction, Colorado. This is Carson City, Nevada, the Voltaire fire, and more with dry lightning possible today, gusts up to 40. Look at those highs, still very warm until the remnants of Bud get up there this weekend. Then we could go to an extreme of flash flooding. The Sunny Cities now brought to you by Quicksilver Card.
Some cashback cards send you on a journey to get your bonus cashback. First, they make you sign up for bonus cashback, and it's only on a few categories. And when those categories change, you gotta sign up again. When does it end? With the Capital One Quicksilver Card, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase every week. It's like a cashback oasis. What's in your wallet?
Big improvements over yesterday. We'll have falling humidity and sunshine coming our way. 70 degrees out the door, but pleasant. 80 degrees at lunchtime, even better than 86 this afternoon. Again, a lot of sunshine as we continue to clear out for today. As far as this weekend goes, temperatures are going to start building. We hit 90, our first in a month and a half on Father's Day. That 90 feeling like 95 degrees, and then even higher heat coming on Monday. Feels like temperatures at 102 with your next chance of rain not until Tuesday.
Coming up, a hockey fight off the ice. The wife of one of the top players in the NHL accusing his teammate's fiance of harassing and bullying them.
In a major headline in that Penn State hazing case, the first guilty plea, what Timothy Piazza's parents are saying this morning.